We're on our way to downtown DC for the festivities today. It is both Flag Day and the 250th birthday anniversary of the US Army. 250. And we're throwing a huge celebration. And also, coincidentally or not coincidentally, it's Donald Trump's birthday. And he's supposed to be there, so we're very excited. And I'm hoping to catch a glimpse.
Hello.
So I see this parade and festival celebration as being an attempt to reinvigorate patriotism and pride in America, boost morale in a time that's seeing a historic low in national pride. It's ironically in Pride Month too. The day coincides with a bunch of things. Flag Day, the Army's 250th birthday, the President's 79th birthday, even a multi-city organized protest around America, sponsored by none other than Walmart, specifically sponsored by Christy Walton. It's called No King's Day, in opposition to Donald Trump, his military celebration events, the current ICE deportations, etc. It's a weird time, where depending who you ask about what's going on, you'll get wildly different narratives. Military parades are pretty rare these days in the US, but they're a regular occurrence in many other countries across the world. Like Russia that celebrates Victory Day every year with a huge parade. So this was one of those things that Trump has been pushing for, and hopefully the tradition continues on. I'd like to see a big celebration for the Navy's 250th birthday this year in October. Even though they kind of already celebrated it for Fleet Week earlier this year, I want something Great White Fleet level of grandness. And of course, there has to be a special celebration on the 4th of July next year in 2026. I expected to see a lot more protesters considering the momentum built up by the recent LA riots and whatnot, but I only encountered some random people here and there with signs saying whatever against Trump or Republicans in general. Nothing organized. At least here in DC where I was.
There's always one.
I did see lots of clips online from No Kings protests in New York City and Chicago that looked pretty sizable. I felt like there was a possibility of something really bad happening in DC, but thankfully, all went smoothly. The vast majority of people there were happy, having a good time, out with their families, celebrating, socializing. I saw lots of veterans decked out in the generic veteran gear, baseball caps with veteran written on them and American flags and stuff. There was a massive line to get into the event, which took forever to get through. The weather forecast showed possible rain showers, so we brought our umbrellas, but we ended up using them to block out the sun more than anything. It was gruelingly hot out, to the point where people were handing out free water to those waiting in line. Making our way through, we found a spot and waited for the parade to begin. A little before 6:30, they announced the arrival of the president, vice president, and various other officials, sang the national anthem, and festivities commenced.
Internationally renowned as one of the world's finest professional music organizations, the United States Army Band, Purging Zone. Playing myriad instruments of patriotic precision, these instruments will ensure the sound and spirit of revolution for more than 500 musicians here.
Soldiers marched on through Constitution Avenue, some dressed in historical uniforms worn in the various wars the US has been involved in, while trucks and tanks from those time periods followed behind. The announcer would give tidbits of history, explaining the relevance of each vehicle as they rolled by. Then, at some point, as troops are marching and tanks riding by, everyone would turn around and watch as jets or helicopters would fly past the Washington Monument.
West Point Band traces its history to a single drummer and fifer.
Overall, really fun time. My favorite aspect of it was just the sheer overstimulation. What I want to see in the future is more of everything. It should be on a wider street with hundreds of tanks. Bust out the missiles, take everything done in this parade and multiply it by 100.
150th anniversary of the United States Army, the oldest branch of the greatest fighting force ever known to man. I want to say to all the soldiers, all across our nation's capital and all across the world. Happy birthday, soldiers. We're proud of you. But I would get in trouble if I didn't mention that it's also my wedding anniversary. And so to my lovely wife, I love you, honey. Happy anniversary. And thank you for everything that you do for our country.
Flying into full retreat. Time and again, America's enemies have learned that if you threaten the American people, our soldiers are coming for you. Your defeat will be certain, your demise will be final, and your downfall will be total and complete. Now I'd like to ask our great First Lady to join me at the podium. Thank you very much, everybody.
USA! 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 USA!